Hello, everyone. Happy Monday. Happy Monday, Hayley.
Happy Monday, Micah. I'm glad to be back.
Yes, it's so good to have you. This is the Monday Lunchtime Digest for August 25th, 2025. And we've missed having Hayley here the past couple of times. And so, really happy to have her back. She is refreshed from her recent vacation and was just telling me about having great weather the whole time, nice, cool weather, and then coming here and having nice, cool weather. So, you
Yes,
really lucked out.
I did. I brought it back with me from Portland. So you're welcome, everyone.
Thank you so much for doing that. So we have a lot to talk about today. So first, just want to talk about Rick Pearson has recently retired from the as executive director of the Oklahoma Board of Licensed Alcohol and Drug Counselors, and so had a chance to go there and see him and Kathy at their retirement party last Friday. And so Rick has served there for 19 years. He started August 31st, 2006, and is the first and only executive director of the Oklahoma Board of Licensed Alcohol and Drug Counselors. And a number of years, Kathy joined him there as his volunteer assessment because the volunteer assistant because the board couldn't afford to hire an assistant at that time. So she stepped up and served as a volunteer assistant for the board for several years. His last day will be this Friday, August 29th, and he will be succeeded by Tammy Anderson, who previously worked for the Oklahoma Department of Mental Health and Substance Abuse Services. And so we're going to miss Rick. There were a lot of people there. The room was just packed, and it was really great to see him. Everyone said a lot of nice things about Rick. I don't think anyone has any ill words to say about Rick's character or his competence in that position. And so just really appreciate the service that he's done for the board. And then we welcome the new director, who, as I said, is Tammy Anderson. So welcome, Tammy, and really excited to have you join. Next, we
Yes.
have to talk about the interim studies. And so, just real briefly, we're keeping an eye on this for everyone. So, the interim studies, here is the website where you can track the Oklahoma Senate interim studies. And so, the one that we're particularly interested in is 25 077, which is the one that looks at consolidating medical licensure boards. And according to um, Senator Rosino's office, the uh, other mental health boards, Oklahoma Board of Behavioral Health, the Oklahoma Board of Licensed Alcohol and Drug Counselors, the Oklahoma Board of Social Work, and then also the Psychologist Board are going to be considered in that study as possibly consolidating them in some way. So we're keeping an eye on this one. It has not yet been scheduled, but whenever it is scheduled, we'll let people know. And there is a way to attend in person, or I believe you can also attend online, that they have a camera in the room that's streaming. So you can just go to this website here and follow along there. Also, looking at the House side, this is the website that you can go to see these interim studies. And so, looking at, in particular, interim study 25 018, which is by Representative Rosecrans. And so, looking at mental health and managed care in Oklahoma, looking at how managed care is doing in covering what used to be called Sooner Care. So a lot of people call it Sooner Care, but being able to manage Medicaid in Oklahoma, how they're doing with that. And so, again, that one has not yet been scheduled, and we'll keep an eye on that and let people know whenever that one's been scheduled. But a lot of other interim studies going on that are certainly worth tracking and watching. And then the last thing, Hayley, that I have on my list is that Tulsa recently voted to house the homeless. And so they are going to spend $6 million and are going to pay for 300 people to pay their rent for 1 year. So they're going to be moving them into apartments throughout the city. And they're also going to offer finance classes, mental health services, and addiction services. And this is funded through a $4 million of it, I should say, is funded through the opioid settlement. And then $2 million is coming from federal COVID relief funds. And so that's how that they're paying for this $6 million to be able to house a homeless for 1 year. This is 300 people who are going to have their rent paid for them for 1 year, as well as being offered these other services. And the program could start as soon as next month. So that
Oh,
is really exciting. Yeah, for
that's
them.
very exciting.
Yeah. So, Haley, what do you have going on?
Well, first, I want to commend the city of Tulsa for voting in that new initiative, especially since there has been a lot of federal funding cuts to programs that prioritize housing first when it comes to responding to the needs of those who are homeless or experiencing addiction. And so I think that that's phenomenal. I know that covering the rent for 300 doesn't necessarily cover everybody. However, that's a significant step in prioritizing those who are unhoused in Tulsa. So I think that's amazing.
Yes, yes. They commend them for that, for sure.
And so I also have a little bit of good news for my news today. So this comes from NAMI, the National Alliance on Mental Illness. They recently put out a press release also commending the Federal Communication Commission, or FCC, on its new requirement for wireless cell phone providers to geo-route text messages sent to 988. And so what that means is anytime somebody texts 988, rather than the text message be sent to the nearest crisis center that is associated with the area code, they are now going to be rerouted to the nearest crisis center based on their geolocation. And so large carriers like AT&T or Verizon, they have 18 months to be compliant with the new FCC regulations. All other providers, like those small mobile providers, they have 36 months to comply. But basically what this means is no matter where somebody's area code is from, whenever they text 988, their text message will be sent to the nearest crisis center, which is really important. Because I think about even my own area code is not from where I live right now. I still have my shady 580 area code, as I always say, from Elk City. And so if I were to text 988, then I'd technically be rerouted to Elk City, which is over 100 miles away. And so I think it's very important for the FCC to have this regulation in place. And so I think this is going to be really helpful in connecting folks with services quicker too.
Ah, that is fantastic.
Yes, and so that's my good news for the week. Are we ready to move into what's going on with OCI, Micah?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, and so we have a lot of fantastic things coming up here in the next couple of weeks in particular. So, first of all, next Wednesday, that is Wednesday, September 3rd, we are going to have Whimsical Wednesdays. And so, Whimsical Wednesdays, again, be Wednesday, September 3rd from 5:30 to 7 p.m. And this time we are meeting at around midnight in downtown Edmond. I know we've been meeting in Oklahoma City for the last few months. It's time for us to move a little closer to home for a month. As Micah has said, we'll be bouncing around between locations month to month. But this next week, you can join us at around midnight. That's located at 9 South Broadway in downtown Edmond. And we're going to be listening to some music, drinking some coffee, and hopefully playing a game so that way somebody can win a prize. And our prize is, as always, free continuing education. And so join us next Wednesday for a good time and the chance to win. And then also next week, I am very excited to say that we are kicking off our fall webinar series. And so starting next Friday, that is Friday. So this year we are going to be doing some training on Saturdays, some trainings on Fridays. And so next Friday, September 5th, we're going to have 2 trainings. In the morning, we're going to have Exploring Crisis Stabilization, Higher Levels of Care with Colin Turpin. And so Colin's going to be talking about crisis assessment, stabilization, what are different levels of care, and how do we send our clients to higher levels of care. But also we'll be talking about, what do we do as outpatient clinicians whenever our clients have come back from higher levels of care? How do we further help them to stabilize and get back on track? And so in the afternoon, we're going to have Huria Suhaib, who's going to be talking about ethics and cultural competency and working with clients who identify as Muslim. And so that will be a 3-hour ethics training, again, next Friday at 2 p.m. And both of these trainings will take place over Zoom. And so if you have any questions, if you'd like to register today, you can go to counselinginstitute.org. You can also send us text message, shoot us an email if you'd like more information. But I think we have 2 incredible trainings lined up for next Friday. And so you can find those trainings and other upcoming trainings up on our website now. We also have trainings up for October. We'll be publishing November and December trainings here in the next couple of weeks. And so if you need CEUs before December 31st, we've got you. If you need CEUs before June 30th of next year, we still got you. Get a head start and join us next Friday and beyond. So that's what I have is going on at OCI. Have I missed anything, Micah?
Yes, no, thank you so much for that. And yes, again, encourage people to check out our website there, counselinginstitute.org, where you can find all the upcoming trainings that we have going on. Also, be sure to check our Facebook page, the feed there, and also our LinkedIn page. There are just so many things going on all the time that we are posting articles and things daily. And so check that out to see what is going on in the world of mental health and in the world of mental health in Oklahoma. And then also just to let people know again about our Smart Family and Friends. So if you have a client who has a family member that is dealing with addiction issues, it can be substance abuse or also a gambling addiction or a process addiction, then consider sending them to Smart Family and Friends. It's based off of the CRAFT model and then also off of Smart Recovery. And so it meets here Wednesdays from 6 to 7:30. And it is also hybrid. So if they can't drive up to Edmond, then they can join online. And so that group is really growing, Hayley. So it has quadrupled in size just over the past few months. And so really it's hearing a lot of good things about that. So certainly check that out. Also, you can go to smartedmond.com and learn more about our Smart Recovery meeting here in Edmond that is also hybrid. So that's for people that are currently dealing with an addiction of some sort and are wanting a support group. And both of these things are free. So consider sending your clients up here to join Sarah for Smart Family and Friends and join me for Smart Recovery. And then just some of the other things that we have going on at Edmond Counseling. We also are providing organizational wellness training. So if your organization could use a training on stress management, burnout prevention, all types of wellness topics, then reach out to us at hello@edmondcounseling.com, or you can text us at 405-440-3034, and we'd be happy to tell you more about that.
Awesome. And last, I believe you're also doing career assessments too, Micah. Is that right?
That's right. Yes, we are doing career assessments. So if you have a loved one or a client who is 18 years or older and are just not quite sure about their career direction, then you can send them here to us. And we use a couple of different types of methods to help find out what their interests are so that whenever they leave after the assessment, that they feel more on track, have a better direction of career-wise, and then also give them resources to where they can learn about more careers. And so this isn't one of those things that when people leave, we say, hey, you should be a fireman, and that's it. It gives them several options that based upon the answers that they've given. Here's several areas to check out that may interest you rather than just trying to have them leave with just one career. Hayley, what was your career? Do you remember what yours in high school said you should be?
So I think it's very fitting because whenever I took the career aptitude test, I was right in the middle. It said that I had too many interests in too many different areas. And so if you know anything about me, I'm a therapist, but also I'm the director of education community outreach, but also I'm growing mushrooms in my bathroom, but also I'm doing wellness on the side, but also I have many, many hobbies and many, many things that I do. And so I think that was probably the most accurate assessment I've ever taken in my life.
Well, great. Well,
how about you?
I think I was like a forestry ranger or something like that.
Really?
Yeah. So not anything close to what I do now, but our career assessments aren't exactly like that. So it will be able to show people interest and give them a direction where they can further study. And so you can have them again, call us or send them to edmondcounseling.com where they can find out more information about that. So Hayley, do we have a winner for this week's drawing?
We sure do. Drum roll, please. Our winner this week is our good friend, Karen Pounds.
Hey, congratulations, Karen. So what did Karen win?
Karen won a free on-demand course through the Oklahoma Counseling Institute. And so, Karen, if you would send me an email, shoot me a text, tell me which on-demand course you would like, and I'll add it to your account. And if you would like to be like Karen and you'd like to be entered into next time's drawing, you can do one of three or all three things. You can like this post, you can share this post, or you can comment your answer to today's question. Every time you do one of those three things, not only do you help us grow, you help us be seen by others, we also get entered into next time's drawing. So that being said, our question for this week is, when is it appropriate to put up fall decorations? And so I brought this question to Micah because it has been a question that has been debated among my friends and family. So I have neighbors who not only have their fall, but have their Halloween decorations up. My sister put up her fall decorations in the middle of July. In my household, it's usually September 1st whenever the fall decorations go up. So, Micah, what about you and your household? What's appropriate for fall decorations?
Well, my lovely wife, she is the one that is responsible for all things decorating because me, I have no style whatsoever, so I wouldn't decorate anything. So when it's time, it's when Trinity says it's time. That's when it's time to put it up. But basically, I would think not any sooner than September would be my thought. So I'm guessing like September 1 or after. So
Okay.
Hayley, how about you? I know you just said when is it?
So I think September 1. My spouse says October 1st, but I say September 1, and I do all the decorating for fall in my house. So September 1st, we're going to have our spooky wreath and our fall candles out. It's going to happen overnight this weekend.
Very nice. So we'd love to hear from you. When do you feel like it is the right time to start decorating for fall? And or if you just don't decorate at all, like me, then you can put that in there too. But as Hayley said, every time that you enter in your comment or you like this post, like our streaming here, or share it with someone, each time you'll be entered into the drawing to win free continuing education.
Yes. So thank you all so much for watching. Thank you so much for your support, and we hope to see you next time.
All right, everyone, have a good week. We'll see you later.